The one and done watch. If I'm completely honest, I really don't think a one and done watch actually exists, especially for me. I'm always going to want a new watch. It doesn't matter if I have one watch that can do it all. It doesn't matter how good that watch is. I always want more. If I had to play the game and say there is only one watch and you get to choose just one watch, it would have to work in all situations. It would have to be sort of a MacGyver of watches. It would have to be good looking. It would have to work at the office, at the beach. It would have to really be good in almost every situation. I think versatility is key here. Bracelets, straps, water resistance, probably at least 100 meters of water resistance. It can't be ugly and it can't be boring. Lastly, it would have to be a watch that's very interesting that I wouldn't mind looking at every day. So I have about 10 watches to go through. Let's get into my first pick for the one and done watch, even though I don't think it actually exists. First watch on this list, I'm going to choose a watch that I own, that's in my collection. It's an expensive watch. It's the Vacheron Overseas. Now, I'm not going to choose the Overseas that I have because it's a world timer, it's a little bit busy, and it's also a little bit large. I'm talking about the time-only version of the Overseas, maybe with a blue dial or a black dial. However, there is one thing about the Overseas that I think a lot of people don't realize. It's extremely versatile, especially when compared to the Holy Trinity, the other watches like the AP Royal Oak and of course the Nautilus. You get better water resistance, 120 meters of water resistance. You are getting an interchangeable bracelet system. It comes with 2 straps and a bracelet. It's automatic, it's really high end, and it's really good looking. Some models even get 150 meters of water resistance, and you get on the fly micro adjust. Again, something else that the other 2 watches in the Holy Trinity do not offer. Today's video is brought to you by my friends over at Strap Habit. Strap Habit offers a large variety of high quality straps for excellent prices. Even those odd sizes like 19 and 21 millimeter. They offer a lifetime guarantee and everything is shipped from the US, usually within 1 day. Strap Habit is owned and run by a watch enthusiast. Just go to their website, check out their blog, which is written by the owner, and you'll see. Check out Strap Habit's website if you're in the market for a strap or you just want to get a fresh look. I'll put a link down in the description. 2 other watches that I want to mention here because they are very high end and I think really good everyday watches. Parmigiani have been on fire making some very beautiful watches. The Tanda is a beautiful integrated bracelet watch. It doesn't get on the fly micro adjust, so I would probably say that's the biggest problem with this watch, especially considering the price. But other than that, it's extremely good looking. It gets 100 meters of water resistance, a micro rotor, so it's really thin as well. I think overall, a really great everyday watch. I just wish it had a little bit of on-the-fly micro adjust. The next watch also doesn't have on-the-fly micro adjust unless they've recently added it to the bracelet, but that is the Chapek Antarctique, which is another watch that I think is really, really good looking. However, it's also very expensive. It gets a micro rotor. It's on the thinner side. It does get over 100 meters of water resistance. Those 2 watches I think are amazing and are very, very good looking. A little bit different from what you get from the Holy Trinity. That's why I wanted to feature them here on this list. Moving down in price, another watch that I've owned, the Cartier Santos. However, I wouldn't choose the stainless steel version that I owned. I would choose the new titanium version that they recently came out with. I think that's a really good looking watch, but the Cartier Santos in general, I think is a very good everyday watch. It doesn't get on the fly micro adjust. However, it does have this really great quick release system for the links. There's little buttons on each one of the links that allows you to change the links. Not that you're ever going to do that on the fly while you're out and about, but it does give you that option. The Santos is a true everyday sports watch. It gets 100 meters of water resistance. The large or the extra large is the one that I owned. It was on the larger side for the Santos, but I still think it wore very comfortable, more comfortable than most other integrated bracelet watches that I've worn in the past. You also get interchangeable bracelet and strap options, so it is pretty versatile in that way. These come in at around $7,000 to $9,000 depending on the materials, if you get it in stainless steel, if you want the bracelet, or if you want it on a strap, or if you want both. These get an in-house movement. It's made by Richemont. It's nothing special, but all in all, I think that the Cartier Santos is a really great option if you want something that is close to the Holy Trinity, but obviously a lot more inexpensive. The next watch that I want to talk about here is a watch that no longer is being made. However, I wish that Tudor would bring this watch back. It is my favorite Tudor, hands down. It is the Tudor North Flag. The Tudor North Flag was the first Tudor to feature their in-house movement. Yes, it's not technically in-house, but it also got a display case back, a sapphire crystal display case back, the first Tudor to ever have a display case back. It's the North Flag, so you get a little bit of color on the dial. There's a power reserve, there's yellow, it's an integrated bracelet, and it gets 100 meters of water resistance. What a fabulous watch they came out with, and they never reissued this. I really hope one day they reissue this. It is a fan favorite. Everyone loves the North Flag. I have no idea why they haven't updated this watch and come out with a new version of it. Just yesterday, I released a video where I featured the new Formex Aria. I would not put that watch on this list because it only gets 30 meters of water resistance. However, there is a Formex that I would put on this list. It is the Essence. The Essence gets 100 meters of water resistance. It gets that really comfortable case that features a patented suspension system. And really that suspension system is only there for your comfort. It actually makes it very comfortable to wear day to day. You get interchangeable straps. You get on-the-fly micro adjust in the bracelet or on the strap. You get a very good looking watch and they are really well made. It's automatic, Swiss, just overall amazing watches for the money. Formex make very high quality watches. Just look at the watch that they came out with 2 days ago. And they also make a really good affordable everyday watch in the Essence. One of the best integrated bracelet offerings on the market that is affordable is still the Christopher Ward 12, specifically the titanium version. It gets on-the-fly micro adjust, very similar to what you would find in a Vacheron or that new Aria that came out yesterday from Formex. You're getting a thin Sellita SW300. It comes in a few different sizes, beautiful textured dials with fume patterns, and if you don't like that, they make ones without fume patterns. Titanium bracelet and case, chronometer certified. These are basically high-end watches for very good prices. Christopher Ward do a great job with the 12, and the 12 titanium is their best offering. Now I know you're saying to yourself, wow, he's put a lot of integrated bracelet watches into this list. That is true, however, there's only one left. The rest of these watches are non-integrated bracelet. Actually, I'll leave that last one towards the end of the video because I really think it is a hidden gem that nobody is talking about. But the next watch I want to talk about is a watch that I've talked about here on my channel before. Lots of people talk about this watch because it is an excellent watch for the money. The Seiko Alpinist is an explorer style field watch that gets 200 meters of water resistance, an inner rotating bezel, a 6-arm movement, and there are plenty of different versions of this watch on the market. You could buy new versions, old versions with different 6-arm movements, and they are all very, very versatile. Of course, this is not an integrated bracelet watch, so you can get this on a traditional bracelet, one from Seiko, or there are plenty of aftermarket options. There are plenty of strap options as well. The Seiko Alpinist is a strap monster. You get a sapphire crystal, and these are around $600 to around $1,100. It depends on the version that you want to get. Some are more rare than others. The Alpinist is a collector's watch. Lots of people love the Alpinist in the watch collecting world, and there's very good reason for that. It's really good looking, it's really well made, and it's just a great watch. The next watch on this list is yet another watch that I own in my collection. It is the new Timex Atelier GMT, not their dive watch. I choose the GMT here because I think it's a little bit more versatile. It's a little bit better for wearing a suit and then changing and wearing some shorts and going to the beach. This GMT is so well made for the money. These come in at around $13.50 if you want it on the strap. The strap is excellent, or you go up to around $14.50 with the bracelet. The bracelet is excellent. You don't get on-the-fly micro adjust. However, you do get a very adjustable bracelet. It gets a link system that is very easy to change, much like that Cartier that we were mentioning earlier that cost over $7,000. They get beautiful cases that are skeletonized, a GMT functionality. They're using Landerdin movements for this specific watch. Overall, these are extremely impressive watches for the money, and I really cannot wait to see what they come out with next. I want to own the dive watch as well. I bought the GMT, and when I got it, I immediately started looking for the dive watch. They are sold out on the website. You cannot buy them right now, and they are sold out for a very good reason. They are awesome. This watch has actually sold out many times, and they've just recently restocked, so definitely check out their website if you're interested in one of these. I highly recommend it because it's such a good looking and such a well-made watch for the money. Speaking of well-made, Longines make some amazing watches. I have always said this, they make top-notch quality watches for the price. At $2,200, you can get a Conquest that I think is an extremely versatile watch, an extremely good-looking watch as well. You have some beautiful dials, lots of different colors that they offer. These don't get a rotating bezel. They're not a dive watch, but you still get 100 meters of water resistance. You get their proprietary in-house or in-house to Longines movement. That is the L888, which is a great movement. It's based on the 2892. However, you're getting 72 hours of power reserve, 38 millimeters and 41 millimeters. It looks fantastic, and it's an incredible value. The last watch I want to talk about is a little bit of a hidden gem that I really don't hear anybody else talking about. I've brought this watch up a few times here on my channel over the years. It's the ZM11 from Leica. I'm a big fan of Leica. I like the watches that they make. I really love their cameras as well. I own an M8. I've owned it for many, many years. The ZM11 is their more affordable offering. It's also an integrated bracelet watch, but it gets a lot of character. It gets a beautiful bracelet. I've tried on these watches, and I really do want to own one. They start at $7,700. It's a lot of money, but you're getting an automatic movement from Chronode. You're getting a really cool integrated bracelet look. The bracelet is gorgeous and really well made. It doesn't get on the fly micro adjust. However, you do get a quick release system that's this red button, just like the button that you press on a Leica camera, which is kind of what they were going for. I do wish this had on the fly micro adjust. I think it would make a lot of sense, although the links are somewhat small, so it's pretty easy to get a really good fit with this bracelet. They get textured dials. They're available in stainless steel or titanium, and you get 100 meters of water resistance. A really weird, really quirky, off the beaten path choice, and that's the reason why I really like this watch. It's on the more higher end, but it's also very unique and very good looking. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Tell me what you think of the choices that I made for this video. I know there are a lot of other watches that I could choose for a video like this. There are plenty of them out there that meet the criteria that I came up with at the beginning of this video. If you have some suggestions, please add them down in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, that is it. Thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.